have an interesting question today. Can your Cricut cut thicker materials than what they recommend? This is the Creative Crafters Podcast. Hi, I'm Bette from Bette's Makes, and this is your questions answered. Now, that's a really good question. Can your Cricut cut thicker materials? Well, the answer is possibly yes, but there are a few things that you should know ahead of time. Cricut has recommended thickness limits, and the reason they have those limits is because they like you to stick to the guidelines they set so that you have optimal performance and what you're cutting is safe for you. Can you push the limits and work with thicker materials? Well, yes, you can. But you would have to set those materials and then ask for further cuts or passes of the cut or the knife or whatever you're cutting to make sure it goes through. Now, this could take an inordinate amount of time. As you know, at the number of passes does take a bit of time. Now, some things to consider here is possible it would put extra strain on your machine, and that alone has warranty implications. Adjusting machine settings for thicker materials, yes, you can do it, but I always like to caution everybody when you do that is every machine has its limits, and the last thing you want to do is break your Cricut. So the type of material does matter. Some are more sturdy than others, so the softer materials, it will probably work better, but thicker, harder materials, it is really going to, of course, put that strain on your machine. And of course, with the equipment you're using, a stronger blade designed for thicker materials is the important thing to have in place. And once I said before, it's the number of passes that you set with it. Now, a little extra on the thickness probably won't cause much of a problem, but once it gets beyond just a little bit, and that could be just a very small millimeter, you are putting your machine at risk. So just think about it. The possibility, risk is proceed with caution. Experiment responsibly and make sure you are safe and everybody around you is safe, because you don't want things flying around and you don't want to break your machine. And wrapping up with a reminder that safety is of key importance. Your machine warranty is second in place, but most of all, happy crafting. This has been the Creative Crafters Podcast and your questions answered.